Hey there, YouTube. In today's video, we're going to talk about Trust Wallet. It is a very innovative and fully featured software wallet for cryptocurrency holders just like you and me. We're going to review why I think it's a great wallet, why it's a solid option if you're in the market for a brand new wallet with some better features and new capabilities in it. And we're going to discover what it's all about and why I think it's a great choice. So stay tuned. In this video, we're going to cover all of that and so much more coming right up. Hey friends, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Wes Spencer. I am a technologist, I'm a cybersecurity nerd, and I love covering crypto on this channel. So welcome. If this is the first time you found me, I appreciate you coming across my channel. If you liked the video, definitely hit the like button for me. I would love it if you hit subscribe so you can stay in touch with all my new content coming out. So let's jump right into this wallet. Why do I think this is a really cool wallet? Why is it interesting, and why would it be a good choice if you're looking for a soft wallet? So the first thing, let's start with this, is there's a difference between software and hardware wallets. I haven't really done any reviews on hardware wallets, but those are actual hardware devices that keep the encryption keys with you wherever you go on that hardware device. They are awesome options as long as you buy it from a reputable place in a reputable wallet. Never buy a used hardware wallet, just as an example. But software wallets are still pretty cool too. I would say, and I think most people would agree, that a software wallet is not as secure as a hardware wallet, but it certainly can be if you do all of the things that's important to keep that safe. One of those is making sure your phone itself is safe. At some point, I can do a video on that if you're interested to know what kind of things do you need to think about on the phone itself to make sure that you keep your software wallet safe, but we're not going to do that in this video. Just know that software wallets can be a great option as long as you have all the right things in place. Okay, so Trust Wallet. Why is this a cool wallet? Well, first of all, this has been created by the Binance team. Actually, in reality, it wasn't created by Binance, but they acquired them and now own it. So it's sort of an extension of their features and their capabilities that is an exchange. For me here in the US, I would buy and use Binance US. I'm actually not a Binance US user. I have nothing against them. I just buy from other exchanges, but it's a great option. It's definitely supported by them. I do like that it's open source. So I am a big fan traditionally of really liking open source platforms. If you're curious and you want to see more about their open source, I will put a link in the description down below to their GitHub page so you can just see what they're writing. You can actually look at their source code. The reason that's as important is it's easy to audit. It's easy for those that really understand how code is written to take a look at some of it, to be able to use it in extensible ways, to maybe, play with an API or add some additional functionalities in something. But it's also good because anybody can see the code that's been written. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's secure more or less than something closed source. I just think crypto, by and large, it's generally good when it's open source. So we can kind of all see what it is all about. So I'm a pretty big fan. It's also got a ton of features, and we're going to cover a lot of those today. I'm not going to go into every single one, but definitely cover a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen out so you can see what I am seeing here on my phone as we get into this. So the way you can find it, if you're in the App Store, Google Play, it doesn't matter. It works in both ecosystems. You can just type in Trust. For me, it comes right up, Trust Wallet. Here it is. And when you open this, you can see a lot of information around it. There are things that I do look at for this. Don't worry about like the age 17 plus years old. That's just because of the browser capabilities that are in it and some of those other things that make it a higher rating. It's got 26,000 ratings at 4.8 stars. That's pretty good. It's definitely good to see that. It's number 31 in finance. You can see that 6 Days LLC is the one who owns this, and that is the company that was acquired by Binance. So don't worry if you kind of like, well, who the heck is 6 Days LLC? That's an acquired company that Binance does own. So there's some great things in all of this. I can hit the more button if you want to kind of see some of the new things that are coming out. It doesn't just support ETH and ETH tokens. It also works on the Binance coin as well, the BNB. So that's kind of nice. And that just is a little bit of a sneaky intro. That's why I got into Trust Wallet, is I've typically been an ETH user in ETH tokens, but some of the new, what I call burn tokens that are coming out work on the BNB side, like SafeMoon is an example. And so you've got to have a way to be able to get some BNB tokens. And that's really what got me into this wallet. So I'm going to skip by the preview because you can kind of look at all the images here, but you do see this is listed by Binance. They're the ones that own this guy. You can see the details around it, and then you can go and take a look at all of the reviews if you want to see. One thing I do like about iOS is the new details they have around their apps and their ecosystem that just kind of talk about the app privacy, the kinds of data that it takes, that it sees, that it knows about you. And so you can actually click on the details right here and you can see some additional things, the things that are collected, the things that are not linked to you that are in here as well. So some of these, it's good to know the things that are involved in all of this, so you can kind of see what data might be collected, but it's not associated directly to you. And as always, you need to check out privacy policies if you're super serious. And so keep in mind, I am not advocating that you use Trust Wallet. This is not me saying you should absolutely use it. I'm just saying this is an option if you do your own research and you're comfortable and tend to like it. So let's go ahead and jump into the wallet itself. I'm going to click open and bring this guy up right now so we can take a look at the wallet itself. So notice that I do have Face ID already set on this. So it's nice to make sure that some of the biometric features that my phone already has, it's using. You would expect that as minimum functionality, but it's nice that it's there. So a few things you can see, I haven't loaded anything into this yet. So there's a lot to the wallet itself that's really pretty awesome. You can see most of the normal coins that are here. You can see Bitcoin, Dash, Ethereum, BNB, Smart Chain. There's certainly many, many more that can be added, especially from a token perspective. And we'll get to that in a minute. You see the send, the receive, the buy in blue. So it's easy to kind of get through that process. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start at the top and I'm going to kind of walk you down through everything. So if we go over to finance, you can see here, this is the staking. So if you saw my Celsius reviews, and by the way, if you haven't seen them, go check them out. Celsius is an absolutely awesome app for you to be able to hold some of your crypto if you want to earn. It's not really staking the way that Celsius works, but you do earn interest on the coins you hold with them, which is great. And with this wallet, with Trust Wallet, it's the same way. So you can see the percentages of what you can earn. There's, most of them I took a look and I'm like, yeah, cool, these are fine. These are good rates. And then I was like, wait, did I just see what I think I saw? BNB is an APR of 23%. Holy cow, are you kidding me? That's like incredibly high. It is high. I don't currently own a lot of BNB. This is Binance's own coin, but this makes me want to get into it. So you may see me start to play more with BNB coin itself, both because it's an entryway to getting tokens that run on the BNB network, very much like ETH, but also because, dude, like 23% APR, like that's really high. It's almost like credit card debt levels here in the US when you own credit card debt. So I don't know. I think that's pretty awesome. Now, collectibles, you may be wondering, well, what the heck are collectibles? So these are NFTs. These are there are many different NFTs that are out there, non-fungible tokens that exist with a crypto. I'll give you an example of one is Crypto Kitties. This is one of the very first ones that came out. We can actually buy, trade, and collect digital cats. I got into that for a while because, again, I'm a nerd and I think it's cool and kitties are awesome. So I did get into some. I haven't loaded them in here yet, but it's really cool to see that they do exist. By the way, if you want to see some of my kitties, I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring back MetaMask right here. And in MetaMask, I do have my kitties loaded. I just want to show you because I think they're super cool. So I'm going to click right over here into collectibles, and here are my kitties. And you can see all of these guys right here, all four of my Crypto Kitties, Sky Blue, and then the other three that are in here as well. So that's kind of cool, right? To be able to see your collectibles that may exist inside of inside of your app. I think that's pretty awesome. Okay, so enough about collectibles. Let's kind of back out of all of that. You can see down here in the filtering, I clicked on the very top right up there. You can see that you can bring in the other cryptos if you happen to own some of those or you just want to be tracking them. So you saw when I first opened the app, you can only see 5 or 6 tokens. Here's where you add the rest of them. So like, let's go back to Filecoin, for example. If you really like Filecoin, you hit done on that. Once I add it and I go back over here, you will see, there you go. Filecoin is now listed on here as well. So just an easy way for you to go filter through and track the different cryptos that you want. Okay, so the next thing is sending and buying is pretty simple. I don't own any crypto here, so I can't really send anything out. So I'm just going to hit cancel on this. But receiving is pretty standard, straightforward. If I'm going to receive Bitcoin from somebody, I can pop this open and there's my QR code. And by the way, if anyone's watching and you want to send me some Bitcoin, have at it, right? That'd be awesome. But you can see my QR code right here. And this works for pretty much any that are out here. Here's my Dash that exists. So you can pause and send me Dash if you want. This is not a video where I'm trying to get into all of that. But it's nice to know it's very simple to have these QR codes to be able to receive from a friend. Let's say they buy you lunch, something like that, and you want to pay them back in an innovative way. So you'd expect that functionality to exist, which is really cool. Now, one thing you may notice that I have that you don't is on my app itself, I have the browser at the bottom. This is the actual browser for me to look at some other cryptos that are out there. You may be noticing on iOS you don't have that. By default, it is not enabled. It was against iOS's terms apparently, and so it doesn't show up, but you can add it. And here's how you do that. I'm going to show this to you. If you just go to Google and you search for Trust Wallet Browser iOS, this will come right up. The first two links will work, but I'm going to show you here in the second link how this happens. So when you open this up, this comes from the support portal of Trust Wallet themselves, which is nice. If you scroll down, you want to enable the dApp browser. You can see right here, there's the link for it, this Trust browser enable. So you can kind of copy that. So I'm going to show you how this works. You can take the actual address that I just showed you and you can paste it into your browser. Now I realize this only works in Safari. I was using Brave, so I had to switch over to Safari itself. But watch what happens when I do this. I hit paste and go. It's going to ask me, do you want to open this in Trust? This is the app itself that we're reviewing, right? So I'm going to hit open, and what it does is it opens it up, and now the browser should show up for you down at the bottom. That should work for you. If it doesn't, don't ask me for support. I do not work for the Trust Wallet platform or Binance, so I can't help you there. I can just tell you it didn't work for me before. I was curious why. I saw that page, I opened it, I tried it, and it did work. So it's kind of nice to know that that is there. So when you click on the browser itself, it brings up all of the different the actual DEX browser, the dApp browser that lets you look through all of the different platforms that they have, which is cool. Now, this is a true browser, fully featured. It is using some of the very cool distributed capabilities that crypto brings to bear with all of this, and we'll talk about that more in the review in just a minute. But you can see all of the different platforms that are in here, and this is fun. Like, I would encourage you just to look through some of these and find ones that you're interested in. Now, we all know Uniswap, right? Uniswap is a decentralized exchange. It makes it easy to buy and sell. But what's really great about this is because I'm opening it through the Trust Wallet itself, it's all integrated together. So the crypto that I have inside of my Trust Wallet all exists directly here just by tapping in through the browser. So it makes life really easy. I think by and large, it's much more, I want to say secure, I want to say seamless. It's a much more seamless way to go to integrate and bring all of this in. So I think that is really, really awesome and a great way to get all this going. So definitely check out the browser, definitely get that going. Great way for you to discover some new things you may have never seen before or been unaware of. And I'm telling you, there are a whole lot of different things that are in this, from yield farming and games, other exchanges, marketplaces, on and on and on and on. So I just think it's really fun to explore all the innovation that's happening. Now let's take a look at DEX, the actual, the exchange itself. So there's a difference between swapping and exchanging, and we should talk about that very quickly. They're doing the same things. It's just that swap is a very simple piece of functionality. It's literally, I just want to make a trade right now. Whereas exchanging gives you much more capabilities and publishes a lot more information, gives you just different ways to make all that happen. So just some examples of this. Let's say I happen to have some BNB and I want to trade that for, I don't know, something that's out there. I'm just going to pick one, Elrond, right? Elrond I've heard a little bit about lately, which is kind of cool. So there you go. You can see one BNB is worth 1,748 Elrond. And if I have a BNB in here, I can just hit swap and I'm good to go. It's very, very simple, right? But if you switch this and you actually look here at the exchange, notice that a lot more information is here. And you're actually limited to like, I haven't fully checked this, but I think you're much more limited to the different kinds of exchanges that you can do. But let's just bring this back up again. Let's click on BNB since we were working on that one. And yeah, notice this is much harder to kind of look through. And I'm not going to make you sit and wait for me to find Elrond that's on here. So I'm just going to pick one. Let's just pick, I don't even know what I'm clicking, right? It's one of these. I'm not sure what CNNS is, but you can see here. So here it is. There's the buy and the sell orders that are in place. So you can see how much is trying to be bought, how much is trying to be sold, where you can see the walls where the market meets in the middle, so to speak. You can see all of that in action. You can see the amounts that you can, you want to purchase. Maybe I want to do 50%. Of course, I have no crypto in my wallet, so I can't even do 50%, right? But you can see that. You can see the orders. And this is especially nice if you're trying to place maybe some really large orders and you want some protection from the price spiking. You're trying to sell a lot. You want to protect yourself from it dropping a whole bunch. That is what the exchange piece is. Now, why do I like all of this? Well, there's a big reason why I like it. If you scroll through, I'm going to go back here. There are just lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of different options that exist because the Trust Wallet itself, one of their innovative features is they have support for all kinds of ERC tokens and all kinds of other things that run on top of ETH and BNB. BNB. And in this world, you guys saw my burn wallet review where we're looking at things like, Feg and Pig and SafeMoon and all these others that are out there. Timing to market and getting on some of those early, if you really want to invest in some of those and take a fair amount of risk, you've got to have a platform that you can get access to ETH and BNB very quickly, and then also an easy way for you to buy, trade, sell, exchange those cryptos as well. And so that's where Trust Wallet is a really, really powerful platform and a great way to go with all of those. Now, one thing I did want to check, I was curious to see if some of those that we had talked about before, like Feg token and others, exist in here, and it looks like they don't exist. So I'm not sure if we just have to wait for a while. I don't know if I can manually add a token like I have to do in like Uniswap and MetaMask. I'm not sure about that, but it is, just know this is a great platform because of the number of built-in tokens that they already support. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you is a little bit more about how I can buy and acquire tokens. So this is nice as well. Let's say I want to buy some Bitcoin. One thing that people struggle with sometimes on a lot of exchanges is getting through the KYC process. And one thing Trust Wallet is pretty famous for is they do no KYC at all. When I got this set up, when I set up my wallet, I had to do no KYC. There's no wait time. I got right into all of this. And so that brings up the question, well, how can you buy crypto if there's no KYC process? Because we have to make sure money laundering rules are followed and all that. Well, the reason is because you're not buying directly through SafeWallet. You're buying through a third party. As an example of this, if I want to buy Bitcoin, as an example, here's MoonPay as an availability, and I don't think I can choose anything else. Let's just say I want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, right? So here's the way this would work. I'm going to hit buy, and then what it'll do is it'll take me over to MoonPay's site through Trust Wallet, and it will enable me to go through the process. And I'm not going to do this with you live right now, of course, but you pop in your email, and then typically these are all debit transactions. So you'll be able to see how all this works. You'll be able to see the fees that are involved. And I'm not saying that this is the way you should acquire your crypto. I'm just saying if you're in a hurry and you need to get something quickly, this is definitely a good way to go. Let's check out BNB as an example, right? So this one goes through Simplex. It's just another third party. So I can do the same thing. Say I want to buy 150 worth. I hit next on this. It's going to go through Simplex's website and go in through the process here to see how all this would work. And you can see for Simplex, I actually like this one a little bit better. I can buy through Apple Pay. I can buy through like a debit card, whatever it may be. And then as I go through all of this, you'll see the same things, the fees that are involved that you're going to have to pay over to Simplex, etc. So Trust Wallet is pretty famous again for they don't charge you fees directly. There are fees involved when you move crypto. There are fees involved when you buy crypto that you're not paying Trust Wallet. You're paying the third party who's doing all the work for you. But Trust Wallet itself has no fees involved to get involved in any crypto, which is nice. So you can buy through this. And the cases where I think you should buy from it are, again, if you're in a hurry to get it. That's probably the best reason that you might want to go ahead and buy through like Simplex, MoonPay, one of the others that are in the wallet itself. If you're just in a hurry to get access to a crypto and don't want to wait through the big KYC requirements of like a Coinbase, a Kraken, a Binance US, one of those. So that is pretty awesome. The last thing I wanted to show you is some of the settings that exist in here. There are some great settings. The wallets themselves, you can move between multiple wallets, which is good. If you have old wallets you want to add into here and have it managed, you can absolutely do that. So you can see those here. You also have the ability inside of security. I've got Face ID set, but you can do some additional things as well. How it locks, making sure you have transaction signing to make sure that, it makes sure that you are you, that it checks your authentication every single time. Not too much that's in all of that. Push notifications, price alerts, all of that stuff is really, really nice if you want to set some of those up. If you've been looking to like buy when something tanks or sell when something goes really high to certain numbers, price alerts are of course important. And it's nice to know that they are supporting all of that. So there you have it. I'm a pretty big fan of Trust Wallet. I think by and large, what they're doing as a platform is really, really good. Now, their transparency is another piece that I'm a big fan of as well. They've been pretty open in the community about talking about, hey, look, we are open source, as I said before. They're also pretty big about sharing, some amount of insight into their code practice. They've actually been audited by a third party, and I'm going to show you right here. this is an example, and I'm just overlaying this for you so you can kind of see some of the details around them. But this is a review that was done and completed by a third party called Stateful. I actually don't know a lot about Stateful, so they're kind of new to me, but I'll share with you some more information around all of this. You can actually open this. I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to see this. But this is just a high-level executive summary. There was more that was checked with this. This is very common in the cybersecurity world that I come out of, where you'll see some information at a high level about a critical vendor that you have in place. If you just want to know more about them, you want to know more about, how do their code practices work and what issues may there be, and they don't want to give you everything, but they want to give you a high-level executive summary. That's what you see right here. So you see some red X's here, like for example, SSL certificates pinned for TLS connections, and it's not, as an example. I'm glad that I know that they're not doing that. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but that's a way to kind of prevent like hard coding certificates to make sure that people don't do things like man-in-the-middle attacks or other attacks against your actual TLS certificates themselves, like the HTTPS part of a domain and the actual transmission of the traffic inside of that. So there are some things in there that aren't so great, but you know what? No platform is fully secure, right? And nothing is 100% unhackable. Anything that's out there is hackable. I am a fan of their transparency that the Trust Wallet team has produced for people like you and I that are considering it as a software wallet. So overall, what are my thoughts for it? I'm a big fan. Big check mark from Wes here. I will be using it. I think it's a great way, as I mentioned, to be able to acquire some crypto if you need very quickly to get your hands on it, especially if you want to trade for some tokens that otherwise may be hard to find, hard to keep. Where do you find a wallet to kind of keep them all in place? For sure. But if you're someone that has a whole lot of funds, you own hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto or something like that, would I use this to hold the entire nest egg? No way, right? It's nothing against Trust Wallet. I just think there's better ways to do it, ways that you can earn more income through staking or through rewards. It maybe just more secure ways where if you really want to put it under the digital mattress, so to speak, might be better ways to do this. But I think Trust Wallet is a fantastic platform for your daily use, for crypto that you want to be trading a lot, that you want to have in front of you with just a lot of accessibility, and especially because they're so transparent themselves. So hey, there you go. That's what I think. I'm definitely a fan of what they're doing. We'll definitely be staying in touch. I'd love to know from you guys, what do you think about Trust Wallet? Are you using it? What are the main things that you like the most about it? Anything that irks you, anything you don't like? Leave me some comments down below. And I'd love to know what other web wallets, software wallets that you're using other than Trust Wallet and why you like them. There are a bunch that are out there. I would like to do some more reviews of others. And so hopefully this has helped you guys out. Give me some comments and feedback. And while you're here, as I always ask, if this has been a helpful video for you, will you please hit that like button? Definitely hit subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll know when I've got new, fresh stuff coming right for you, my friends. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.